Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael. Welcome to the Gas and Gavel video channel. Today we are going to take a look at this 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club Edition with the Power Retractable Hardtop. This particular 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club is finished in a brilliant black with a contrasting red interior. This particular model of the Mazda Miata, entitled the NC Miata, ran from 2005 to 2015. And this was the first year, or first generation, where the Mazda Miata came with a factory optioned hardtop from the factory, whereas most previous Miatas came only with a manual soft top. So the NC model ran from 2005 to roughly about 2015, and the NC had several different updates during its generation. And this model that you see here, the 2013 Club Sport that you see here, is actually the most updated of all the NC models, and entitled the NC 2.5 or the NC3, and it had a lot of different updates compared to previous NC models. Most notably is the front end, which you'll see during the exterior tour. This 2013 MX-5 Miata Club Edition is powered by a 2.0 liter MZR dual overhead cam inline 4, and it produces 170 horsepower with 140 foot-pounds of torque, and is put through to the rear wheels via a 5-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed manual transmission, or an optional 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. This particular NC is special for many different reasons. We'll start with the first one. The first is a limited edition Club Sport model, and it also includes the Power Retractable Hardtop from the factory. And another thing that makes this particular Mazda Miata that you see here special is that it's equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. Whereas most enthusiasts, I'm sure, will pick the manual transmission model, this car is equipped with, again, a 6-speed automatic transmission with a paddle shifter. So that's going to be definitely really interesting to see how this test drives compared to most other manual Miatas. But again, 3 different features of this car that makes it special. It is a Club Sport model, which is a limited run model that has many different special features that you'll see during the exterior tour compared to normal Mazda Miatas. It also, again, has a factory Power Retractable Hardtop, and again, it is equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. And the last thing that makes this particular example that you see here in this video special, it is the newest of all the NC models. The NC model had many different updates during its generation. There are 3 major updates, but the most updated updates for this NC model falls within what you see here, and it's entitled the NC3 or the NC 2.5, depending on who you speak to, and has a host of updates, and primarily the updates happened to the front bumper and the rear end of the car. So you definitely got the updated headlights, and the NC 2.5 or NC 3.5 updates definitely showed the transition to almost the newest version of the most current generation with the aggressive headlights. But you'll see more during the tour of the exterior of this car. So the Club Sport trim was only available in 4 different colors. It was available in True Red, Crystal White Pearl, what you see here is Brilliant Black, and Liquid Silver. They also gave you 17-inch dark gunmetal alloy wheels. They gave you black outer mirrors, a black roof, and in this case, a black hardtop roof. In the Power Retractable Hardtop roof, you get special black headlight housings, and you get some cool exterior graphics, such as the one that you see here across the fender and the door panel. And you get some cool badging on the side. You also get a front air dam and rear diffuser, essentially a rear spoiler and a front rear spoiler. And you also get a few dark gray seat back bar garnish in the back. The interior of the Club Sport, you also get these red stitching and cloth seats, and you get a contoured gauge hood with a dark gray metal ring and body color decoration panels within the front dash. So again, the Club Sport does have very special features and functions compared to the other models of the NC Miata. So we're going to start the exterior tour of this 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club Sport with the Power Retractable Hardtop, and we'll start with the front end. And again, this is the most updated version of the NC, which is the third generation. So it's entitled the NC 2.5 or an NC3, and we'll start with the biggest changes, which is the headlights and the tail lights. We'll start with the headlights first. These are projector, I believe projector halogen headlights, and the special thing about this compared to other NC models is that the headlights were styled to be much more aggressive and angular compared to the early NC models. So you definitely get the more aggressive, angry look of the headlights compared to the oval shapes of the previous NC design. So again, this is kind of like a, I'm reviewing this car in 2025, and these headlights are essentially kind of an evolution from the third generation to the most current, newest generation of the Mazda Miata. And you can see that definitely the angular headlights are definitely taking shape. So I think they look great. And the special feature of this particular car is because this is the Club Sport model, you get the black housing headlights. So if you look closely into the headlights, you'll see that the outside is a complete black housing and there's no silver bezel in the front. So again, you get special black housing headlights in the Club version. And since this is the newest of all the NC models, they debuted another change, and the other change is again the smiley face front grille that you see here. Again, this is a kind of a sneak peek preview to the newest generation of the Mazda Miata, and it was definitely taking shape in this 2013 model. So again, you do get a smiley face grille with a functional opening for the radiator. Again, some people did not like the design of this element, but I think it fits the car great, especially with the new angular headlights in the front. Another very special thing that you don't really see much often nowadays, which I do miss, are integrated fog lights. And for this particular car, I really love the design of the integrated fog lights. So right beneath the headlights, you do have this integrated fog lights with, again, this bright orange side marker. And I love how there's different angles to the bezel of this fog light design. So you have the fog light in the center, and you have the kind of like this shroud around it. I think it really adds this like kind of just again, sporty feel that you don't see it really much often nowadays with the these integrated fog lights. But I think from afar, I think it really adds a lot of contour and texture to the front bumper, and I really do like it. I think it looks great. So that's the driver side, and this is the passenger side headlights. Our fog lights. So again, love the integration, love the contrast of the brilliant black with the flat black shroud, and then you have the amber turn signal, and again you then have this yellow fog light in the middle. So again, definitely 1990s styling, but again, it definitely fits the front end, gives it a lot of contrast that you don't really see nowadays. So this is the front end of your most updated NC Miata, and you can't forget the again, the Mazda logo. Going up top, you do have this aluminum hood, and you do have this little bump in the front that's very design language correct of this period. There's one similar design to it, to the I believe the RX-8, but again, you do have this little hump in the front, giving a nice little profile in the front. And specific to the Club Sport package, you do get, again, these 17-inch gray finished wheels with Mazda branding in the center. You got the cross-drilled rotors on the inside, and these 17-inch wheels in the front. They measure a 205 45 17-inch. Again, I think the gray finish contrasts very well with the brilliant black exterior and the red factory graphics. I think it looks really great. And I do want to note that this car behind this should come with Bilstein shocks. But the issue is that when you get the Club Sport with the automatic transmission, it deletes the Bilstein shocks and the strut tower bar, and it limits slip differential, unfortunately. But again, there is, again, you would get colored, I believe, yellow Bilstein shocks and in the manual Club Sport version. Circling it back to the rear, again, in the rear you do have the 17-inch wheels finished in that gray metallic finish with the Mazda logo, and the rears are also a square setup that measure at 205, 45, 17. Now, one thing I love about the NC generation starts with the fender, and you do have these kind of wide, bulky fender flares in the front and the rear. And we'll start with the front here. And again, I love how it's integrated right into the front bumper. This nice big wide body fender that's again seamlessly integrated. I love that. Gives it this like muscular appearance. And another thing that's very specific to the Club Sport version is you get a very special fender emblem that says Club on it, which I assume with the Club logo there makes sense. So again, this is very specific to the Club Sport version, so a special integrated fender installed from the factory. Very, very cool. And the other factory installed option on the Club Sport that you don't get on any other Mazda Miata is, again, factory decals from the factory. So you do get this red colored MX-5 that goes all the way across and then fades away into the door panel. I think that's really, really cool. It's very subtle graphic, but again, gives it a very, very sporty look. And since this car is painted already black already, I do want to note that the Club Sport version does come with a black painted side mirrors, and in this case it's already painted black, so it matches the brilliant black body color. But usually if this car body color is red, this would be black. Again, that's specific to the Club Sport version. And these are powered heated mirrors. They do the job, they do it great. Strolling back to the rear fenders, again, I really love in this generation you do have these front and rear fender arches that are kind of subtly integrated into the body. Gives it this nice little muscular design. And on the driver's side you do have your driver's side door cap. And one of the most special things about this particular club model is that it comes with the factory Power Retractable Hardtop straight from Mazda. So this NC generation was the first generation to have an option of a factory hardtop that you see here, and usually most other Miatas before that was a manual soft top. So again, this is the first generation model of the Miata that comes with a factory mechanical hardtop, and it's eventually this hardtop transitioned to what we see now in the most current Mazda Miata with the Mazda Miata retractable fastback targa roof. But again, this is probably the first generation of the hardtop that you see here. So again, it's divided into 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3, and essentially this cover here opens up and stows away this entire roof into the back. And from what I understand, the great thing about this roof is that it goes into the factory soft top area, so the hardtop does not affect the storage space of the trunk of the Mazda Miata. Another great aspect of this hardtop is that this is the Club Sport version. The Club Sport version would actually come with a factory black hardtop. Again, this car is brilliant black with the hardtop already, so you can't really see a contrasting difference. But if you got this car in red or white, you would only be able to get it with a black hardtop roof if you get the Club Sport version. So again, this is very specific to the Club Sport, and it also makes it a little more exclusive because again, most of the other Miatas in the NC generation are soft tops, whereas this has the Power Retractable Hardtop. And I think that is a greatly designed. My favorite part of the factory hardtop is actually this, the cover of it. If you see it, look very, very closely, there's kind of like a little subtle hump that goes across the back of it. So when you put the top down, it's actually interesting because you kind of get this kind of like this Porsche-like speedster look to it in the rear, and you'll definitely see it. I'm going to put the top down soon, and you can see the difference. I think it looks really, really great. So now I put the top down. I want to show you guys what I was talking about with the cover. So basically, the roof has fallen into the back cover. Here's the roof, and here is the tonneau cover. And I was telling you about how the cover has this little hump that's very specific to this hardtop version. That gives it just a subtle hump, so when you put the top down, you get kind of like the speedster-like finish to the back. So that's probably my favorite part of this hardtop of the Mazda Miata, is this little hump in the back. I think that's just like very subtle design detail that they could have just ignored. But if you look very closely, it just, again, just adds this really nice bump to the rear. I really do like that. You get integrated, again, rollover protection bars on the front and rear. Very, very solid. Style and safety. I think that's a really, really great idea for a car like this. And now we're going to circle to the rear of this 2013 Mazda Miata. and show you the other update to the most current model of the NC. So the taillights you see here are actually the most current generation, the most updated version of the NC taillights, and they feature a dramatic difference. So essentially what they did was they created a clear center portion and also created a redesign of the rear taillights, and I think they look great. I think it's a sign of what is to come in the most current generation of the Mazda Miata. But again, this is definitely updated, even though this is a 2013 model. I really love the contrast of the design. So you get these two classic of the circular, kind of reminds me like a British roadster or whatnot. But I love the, again, you get a little chrome trim around the headlights, and then you get the brake lights, the reverse lights, and then the turn signals all integrated into an updated housing. I think it makes the car look very updated, even for a 2013 model. So I think it looks great. This is the passenger side taillight, and again you do have the Mazda logo, and again the MX-5 badging in the rear. Definitely really looks really great. At the back we have again an all aluminum trunk, nice and short. Scrolling on down to the rear. So one thing that's very specific to the Club model that you don't get in the other base models, which I really do love, is you do get an integrated rear diffuser finish in a flat black. So again, you do have a kind of race diffuser. It looks really, really great. And again, it does provide, the integrated diffuser does again provide a shroud or housing for your dual exhaust chrome outlets in the rear. So again, I think that out of all the Mazda Miatas, this NC model rear end definitely looks great, especially with the dual exhaust. And again, the Club Sport version is very factory specific with this integrated rear bumper that you see here. Again, you have a dual exhaust tip in the rear. So here's your first one that is surrounded in chrome. I think it looks really great. And again, just provides a really balanced look to the rear end of this Mazda Miata Club Sport Edition. Scrolling up to the fenders, you do have this old school kind of like antenna. Again, it may not look nice, but again, it does the job. And there are factory options where you can remove this and put a shorter one into it. So again, passenger side, you do have those bulky fenders I was telling you about. I think it looks really, really great. And the last thing of the rear that I want to note is that you do get a rear, essentially reverse / brake light that's integrated into the top when the top is down. So I think that's great for safety reasons. So again, overall great design, and this is again the most updated version of your NC with the again Club Sport package. So this is the most updated version of the NC Miata. It had many different facelifts, and this is, I've determined, the most recent of all the NC models with the updated headlights and taillights. So I just want to show you a quick comparison of that. So this is the angular and again more aggressive NC3 headlights in the 2013 model, and this is the kind of like the older version of the NC, which again is less angular, but again almost similar shape. But essentially the newest NC model comes with much more aggressive headlights and an updated taillight in the rear. So again, I think it looks great. And also in this specific model is the Club Sport model, so you do get the black housing headlights inside of these projector halogen headlights. So again, definitely aggressive with the color, and definitely aggressive with the newest design in the most updated NC model, which is this 2013 Club Sport version. And I just want to show you guys a quick comparison. Again, this is the newest NC3, most updated version of the NC model of the Mazda Miata MX-5, and I just want to show you a quick comparison. So these are the most updated taillights. Again, they got rid of a lot of the clear and integrated more of a red with a center clear section. And so this is the most updated taillights. And this is a picture of the previous taillights. So as you can see, mostly clear with the red on the outside. I think that the actually the most updated taillights definitely look a lot better looks wise. So again, you get the outer red with the center trim of chrome around, again, circular tail lights for your reverse lights and your brake lights. I think it really harkens back to the days of the British Roadster. And again, I think it just looks like a clean and updated design, despite being a 2013 model here being reviewed in 2025. So let's take a look at the trunk of the 2013 Mazda Miata. And again, like most Mazda Miatas, there's not going to be much trunk space. I would probably say it's less than 5 cubic feet of space, but again, currently I have the top down, and I do want to note in NC model, when you get the Power Retractable Hardtop, it does not sacrifice any space whatsoever, because the hardtop actually stows in the same compartment as the soft top would. So again, you do not lose any sort of trunk space with the Mazda Miata with the Power Retractable Hardtop in this NC model. So here we have your trunk, which is again very Mazda Miata like, not big, probably less than 5 cubic feet of space, but it's definitely very deep, enough for 1 or 2 bags. Again, you get the factory, I believe this is kind of like your tire repair kit or whatnot. So again, a lot of storage space. You do have an extra compartment on the right side here, so I assume you can stow a little bit of stuff. I think that's where your car jack is. But again, lots of little compartments to store everything that you may need. Definitely enough space. And just like in previous and newest generations of the NC model, the trunk is very light, but also in my opinion sometimes unfinished. Again, I just felt that they could always put some sort of plastic paneling here on the trunk space. I know they're trying to save weight and cost, but I feel like it wouldn't cost them much to put kind of like a plastic finish on it, just to kind of give it a nice little more finished exterior. But again, this is the trunk of your 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport with the Power Retractable Hardtop. So again, enough space for. And when you do put the top down, I do want to note that you do have a wind deflector that's factory installed here to cut down wind noise. But if you do want the entire top down experience, this piece does, I believe, fold down again manually, but it does fold down, creating a complete open air experience. But if it does get a little too loud, you can go ahead and put this windscreen up, and it's definitely helpful in keeping that wind noise down. So again, this is your first generation of the hardtop in your Mazda Miata, the Power Hardtop, retractable hardtop. All right, let's take a look at the engine compartment of this Mazda Miata. In order to access the engine compartment, you reach underneath the door panel. There's a little switch right here, give it a pull, and you're gonna circle around to the front, and the latch would open up. And let's see if we can get this open in one hand. And let's take a look at the engine compartment of this 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club Sport Edition. And here you have your 2.0 liter dual overhead cam inline 4 Mazda Miata motor, producing 170 horsepower with 140 foot-pounds of torque. And all this power is routed to the rear wheels, either through a 5 or 6-speed manual transmission, or you do have an option, which is what is in this car that you see in this particular example here. The power is routed to actually a 6-speed automatic transmission with factory paddle shifters installed on the steering wheel. And this is definitely what you do expect from a Mazda Miata. Definitely very, very simple. Lots of room for definite improvement. You do have a Mazda logo in front. Some sort of valve cover, I suppose, but again, everything is very essential with lots of room, because again, this is a naturally aspirated inline 4, small motor, small car, but again, definitely makes up for it in big fun. So again, this is your engine compartment of your 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport Edition. Now let's take a look at the key that you get when you do purchase your 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport Edition. So again, this is a 2013 model, so you're going to have the 2013 model looking type of key. So here you go. You do have the Mazda logo in the rear, and most of your buttons are right in the front. Your key is the classic switchblade design, so that you do have to stick this into the ignition and start the car. But again, when you're not driving it, you can go ahead and hide that key, and it becomes a nice clear shape. So again, you have simple lock and unlock. You have a power open trunk, and you also have the emergency lights. So again, classic 2013 type remote. It gets the job done. It's not the nicest remote, it's not the ugliest remote, but again, they did put a little thought into it with all the different shapes of buttons, and also the Mazda logo in the rear. So this is your key to your 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport Edition. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael. Welcome to the Gas and Gavel video channel. Today we are going to take a look at this 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club Edition with the Power Retractable Hardtop. This particular 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club is finished in a brilliant black with a contrasting red interior. This particular model of the Mazda Miata, entitled the NC Miata, ran from 2005 to 2015. And this was the first year, or first generation, where the Mazda Miata came with a factory optioned hardtop from the factory, whereas most previous Miatas came with only a manual soft top. So the NC model ran from 2005 to roughly about 2015, and the NC had several different updates during its generation. And this model that you see here, the 2013 Club Sport that you see here, is actually the most updated of all the NC models, entitled the NC 2.5 or the NC3, and it had a lot of different updates compared to previous NC models. Most notably is the front end, which you'll see during the exterior tour. This 2013 MX-5 Miata Club Edition is powered by a 2.0 liter MZR dual overhead cam inline 4, and it produces 170 horsepower with 140 foot-pounds of torque, and is put through to the rear wheels via a 5-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed manual transmission, or an optional 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. This particular NC is special for many different reasons. We'll start with the first one. The first is a limited edition Club Sport model, and it also includes the Power Retractable Hardtop from the factory. And another thing that makes this particular Mazda Miata that you see here special is that it's equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. Whereas most enthusiasts, I'm sure, will pick the manual transmission model, this car is equipped with, again, a 6-speed automatic transmission with a paddle shifter. So that's going to be definitely really interesting to see how this test drives compared to most other manual Miatas. But again, 3 different features of this car that makes it special. It is a Club Sport model, which is a limited run model that has many different special features that you'll see during the exterior tour compared to normal Mazda Miatas. It also, again, has a factory Power Retractable Hardtop. And again, it is equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. And the last thing that makes this particular example that you see here in this video special, it is the newest of all of the NC models. The NC model had many different updates during its generation. There are 3 major updates, but the most updated updates for this NC model falls within what you see here, and it's entitled the NC3 or the NC 2.5, depending on who you speak to, and has a host of updates, and primarily the updates happened to the front bumper and the rear end of the car. So you definitely got the updated headlights, and the NC 2.5 or NC 3.5 updates definitely showed the transition to almost the newest version of the most current generation with the aggressive headlights. But you'll see more during the tour of the exterior of this car. So the Club Sport trim was only available in 4 different colors. It was available in true red, crystal white pearl, what you see here is brilliant black, and liquid silver. They also gave you 17-inch dark gunmetal alloy wheels. They gave you black outer mirrors, a black roof, and in this case a black hardtop roof in the Power Retractable Hardtop roof. You get special black headlight housings, and you get some cool exterior graphics, such as the one that you see here across the fender and the door panel. And you get some cool badging on the side. You also get a front air down and rear diffuser, essentially a rear spoiler and a front rear spoiler. And you also get a few dark gray seat back bar garnish in the back. The interior of the Club Sport, you also get these red stitching on cloth seats, and you get a contour gauge hood with a dark gray metal ring and body color decoration panels within the front dash. So again, the Club Sport does have very special features and functions compared to the other models of the NC Miata. Okay, let's begin the test drive of this 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club Sport Edition with the Power Retractable Hardtop option. And again, this Mazda Miata is equipped with a very special 6-speed automatic transmission with factory shifters. So that's going to be an interesting thing to experience an automatic Mazda Miata. So again, I assume most Mazda Miatas are spec'd with probably the 5-speed or the manual speed, 5-speed or 6-speed manual transmission, but we'll see how this goes. So again, here we go. And in order to start the car up, you go ahead and stick the key in. And again, this does have the traditional key, so you're going to have to stick the key in there and turn a knob. So again, very classic, old school. So I'm going to start with just an automatic mode. This does have a manual shift option, but I'll start with the automatic mode. So straight off the bat, one of the things I noticed about the NC generation, which is the older 2006 to 2013 model, is that the suspension is actually very impressive. I just test drove and I'll link the subscription to the video to that video below, is the newest generation of the Mazda Miata, which is the ND. And the one I tested was the one with the retractable fastback roof. And what I noticed is overall the NC Miata, the suspension, it is definitely a lot more stiffer and a lot more fun to drive than even the newest generation of the ND Miata. There's actually almost zero body lean, and it feels very nimble and quick on the turns. Whereas when I test drove the ND, the newest Mazda Miata, there was, again, the suspension was great, but there was a noticeable amount of body roll. And I've attributed that probably to the weight of the retractable fastback. But again, in this NC Miata, which is actually the older generation, I feel like the suspension itself, when it comes to body roll and just evenness, is that it's definitely a lot more firm and stable and secure. And again, it's just very nimble. I can feel barely any body lean, even on sharp turns when I'm taking it. So again, I feel like one of the biggest perks of the older generation is that there's a certain just solid feel to the suspension that is, again, probably even better than the newest generation of the ND Miata. So for example, right now I'm going to go ahead and take a sharp left turn, and again, almost zero body lean, very nimble, very secure, and I do like that. And let's take another hard left, and again, I'm very confident in taking this turn, zero body lean, and just very nimble. And again, this does have the it may not be the retractable fastback, but again, this does have the power retractable hardtop roof. So again, even with that little extra weight in the this NC model, the suspension is great. Now to the I guess you would call it the straight line feel. Again, one of the biggest cons and that I found about the Mazda Miata in general is, again, it's definitely underpowered. In 2013, this car had about 170 horsepower, and it still feels is still very underpowered. And with the automatic transmission, it does feel sluggish, even more so than a manual transmission would. Now, I don't want to get into the debate of manual versus automatic transmission. Again, there are numerous reasons why a person would opt for an automatic transmission in a Mazda Miata. For example, maybe you share this car with a partner that doesn't want to drive a manual transmission every single day, or doesn't want to learn how, or you maybe have a lot of commutes that you go through a lot of traffic on the daily. For example, I live in LA, and with LA traffic, it is definitely a nightmare already, and to add a manual transmission shifting up and down is definitely a big headache. So again, maybe you have a big commute and you want to again not worry about shifting up and down, so you do get the convenience again of having the transmission shift for you. Also, with the automatic transmission, you do get the option of cruise control, so that's definitely a great benefit for those who have a long commute. So again, the automatic transmission is not that fun in a straight line, but again, it does serve its purpose for certain people. but at the end of the day, if you're looking for a true enthusiast experience, you probably want to go with the 5-speed or the 6-speed manual in NC. So this car has the Club Sport package, and another downside with getting the automatic transmission when you do opt for the Club Sport version is that the automatic transmission actually gets rid of the 3 great features that come with the Club Sport, which is again, if you get the automatic transmission with the Club Sport package, you do lose the Bilstein aftermarket shocks that come from the factory, and you do lose a limited slip differential from the factory, and you also lose the front strut tower bar, which these 3 things can add to the again, the handling of the car. So again, if you do opt for the manual for the automatic transmission, you do lose some really cool features from the Club Sport version. So again, just be aware of that. But from my experience right now, I do feel that even without the Bilstein shocks in this particular automatic Club Sport, the suspension is still pretty solid. So I imagine in the Bilstein version or the full Club Sport version, with the strut tower bar and the limited slip differential, I think that it probably handles even better than what I'm describing right now. So again, just be aware of that. But overall, it's still great OEM suspension without the Bilsteins. So now I'm going to go ahead and shift over to the I guess the auto drive feature of this Mazda Miata, and I'm going to go ahead and use this the paddle shifters. So what's interesting about the paddle shifters in this car is that I'm used to paddle shifters having 2 of them, and then each of them left hand side with downshift, right hand side with upshift. What's interesting about this particular Mazda Miata is that your paddle shifters, actually you can control them with your left hand or right hand fully. So basically the paddles behind the steering wheel shifts your gears up, whereas the small buttons in front of the steering wheel shift your gear down. So for example, right now I'm gonna go ahead and pull over, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it into manual mode. So right now I'm in manual mode and it says M1, and I'm gonna go ahead and step on the gas. So when I do want to shift up, so right now I'm in manual mode, I do want to shift up, I'm gonna go ahead and tap the back of that. And if I want to shift down, I'm gonna go ahead right now and press the, again, this down button here. So with the manual mode, what's great is that you do get to bring the engine revs up to the top of the RPM meter, which is again where the Miata shines, and why I assume most people get the manual transmission, because again, this is a naturally aspirated inline 4 with 170 horsepower, and if you want to experience all that 170 horsepower, you probably want to hit the upper rev ranges of the motor, and the manual transmission shifting definitely allows you to do that. So let's see what it feels like again when I'm going to go ahead and pull over, and now I'm in manual mode. I'm in first gear, and let's see if we can hit the higher RPM ranges. So here we go, first gear, and we are 6,000 RPM, almost 7,000 RPM. Oh yeah, it definitely feels better. Again, shifts aren't lightning quick. They are a little slow, but again, when you do hit those upper rev ranges, you do feel, right now, yeah, you definitely feel the power. Third gear, 7,000 RPM. So again, manual mode, definitely a lot more fun than straight automatic mode. It's not lightning quick, but it's definitely a little more fun than, again, just putting it in straight automatic mode. And you could definitely hear that motor revving up in the higher ranges. So again, you do have the, again, the option of shifting your gears up and down, and you got that little experience. Acceleration, even with the manual mode, it's not blistering, but it definitely feels fast, but again, it's not the fast that would I guess strike fear in you, so I suppose. The braking feel of the Mazda Miata NC, I feel like the brakes here are a little spongy. Again, we do have like I believe it was like 4-piston cross-drilled rotors, but again, so I do feel that this current NC generation Mazda Miata has probably one of the larger interiors of the current generation Miatas. The ND Miata that I did test felt a little bit cramped. It felt a little small, and whereas this car feels a lot more definitely open, so you can definitely have a lot more room So again, if you're kind of deciding between an older generation NC and a newer generation ND, I do feel that the older generation NC, this one definitely has more open room into it, and the cockpit just feels a lot more roomier compared to the newer models of the car. So if you like room and space, but you still want a Miata, maybe the NC generation is the type of car that you probably want to get into. Because again, definitely roomier, and the seats are just as comfortable as the newest ND seats. So again, that's another perk of having the older generation NC model. Braking, I think this car could use a little better braking. I think that the braking in this NC model is a little spongy, and after you've been driving, after a while, the brakes feel even more spongier, so that's a little frustrating. One thing that I do like about the drop top version of this car is, again, I told you about the in the interior tour, there is a open top mode for the climate controls. So right now I do have the top power operated top down, but I do have the again, the open mode on the vent on with the heat on. And to me, it feels like essentially like I would call it like an air curtain. So the air is not blowing directly into my eyes, it's actually blowing around my neck, and it's really keeping me warm, even though I have the top down right now. And again, the top is down, but the heat is again creating an air scarf. So that's a pretty cool feature of the climate controls of the Mazda Miata. So another great thing I like about this car is that again, this car has the power retracting hardtop, and my thing about cars is having a nice rear view. So again, right now with the top down and even with this wind deflector down, you can definitely essentially see all out throughout the car. The new ND retractable fastback does have the buttresses on the side. So the biggest downside of the newest hardtop of the Mazda Miata is that you do have a lot of blind spots in the car. But in this NC Miata, which again has a power retractable hardtop, once you put the whole top down, it's essentially again a complete open air with almost zero blind spots. So that's a great thing about the older generation, is that you do have the option of the power retractable hardtop, but you don't have those big buttresses that are blocking your way and of your rear view. So again, this is the true Miata experience with a complete open hardtop compared to the newest generation retractable fastback, which has more of a again, a flying buttress with a target roof finish. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the test drive of this 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport automatic transmission, 6-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters, and again the power retractable hardtop. And we'll start with the first con of the Mazda Miata NC. And again, it was a similar con to what I experienced when I test drove the newest Mazda Miata with the retractable fastback roof. Is essentially, again, it comes down to power. This 2013 model comes with about 170 horsepower. And again, the newest Mazda Miata horsepower is also not too far from that. And even then, I feel, again, I get that the Mazda Miata is supposed to be a balanced car. It's not about straight line speed, but I do feel like Mazda Miata can offer some sort of power bump to the car. I believe that 170 horsepower or even 180 or even 200 horsepower in a car like this is a little underpowered for today's standard or generation. And another thing, I would love if Mazda would offer some sort of factory option to increase that power bump. For example, TRD does offer supercharger kits for various cars, even cars made in Toyota from the 1990s. And again, it's unfortunate that Mazdaspeed doesn't offer some sort of factory turbo kit. Fortunately, the aftermarket has picked that up, so there's definitely a lot of turbocharger, supercharger kits for the NC Miata. And I would probably say that if you're an enthusiast looking for a car in the Mazda Miata and you want a little bit more power, I think it's actually a necessity to actually budget in some sort of supercharger or turbocharger kit, because again, in the straight line, this car is a little bit of a slug. But again, it definitely makes up for it with the suspension performance. But again, biggest con, the car needs more power. And the first pro to this Mazda Miata 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport Edition is suspension performance and handling. What's interesting is that I just drove the newest Mazda Miata with the retractable fastback roof, I believe a 2023 version, and for some reason, or not even some reason, this 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport version, the suspension is definitely just a lot better handling than even the newest generation of Mazda Miata, which I found surprising considering this car that you see here is made in 2013 and it's supposed to be an older model. But I found it a lot more nimble and actually has almost zero body roll compared to the newest Mazda Miata. So I'm not sure if it's like a weight difference or some sort of suspension difference, but again, this is the Club Sport version made in 2013, but the handling of it is just, again, flat, smooth, almost zero body roll anywhere, left or right turns. I think it feels really great. And again, I feel like it even outperforms the newest suspension in the newest Mazda Miata. So again, one of the biggest pros for this NC version of the Mazda Miata is, again, the suspension even outperforms the newest Mazda Miata. And again, definitely great performance through the canyons and through the twisties. So again, I love the suspension on the older version of the Mazda Miata. And this last pro and con is kind of a pro and con for me. For myself, I understand that there are a lot of Mazda enthusiasts that find this particular NC generation, the design of it, off-putting. In my case, it is a pro because, again, I actually do like the design, especially of the newest updated NC with the aggressive headlights. And again, my second favorite part is, again, very period 90s correct integrated fog lights that are integrated right into the front bumper. So again, I find it nostalgic. I do love the smiley face in the front, although maybe a lot of people do not like it. I actually prefer and personally love the design of the NC's front bumper, especially with the smiley face. It's kind of like this devilish, like, I'm coming after you look. But again, I do like it. So again, in my list, it is a pro. But according to the Mazda Miata community, the biggest con would be the design of it. So again, I guess beauty is an eye of the beholder, and I'll let you guys decide. But again, I do love the design of the NC, especially I do love the bulging fenders that are, again, kind of smoothly integrated into the body, giving it kind of this muscular look. And again, you do have the updated NC taillights, definitely very clean, definitely very modern. And again, I feel like the newest Mazda Miata has a very aggressive kind of, again, modern like tech look to it, whereas this Mazda Miata NC generation, it definitely captures the classic lines of what the Mazda Miata is supposed to be, and it's supposed to be a competitor to the British and European roadsters of back in the day. And I feel like this is the most modern generation of it that actually captures the essence of it. So again, I personally like the design. It is a pro to me, but again, to most of the Mazda Miata community, the NC design is again off-putting, so that could be a big con if you are looking for a car like this. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of this 2013 Mazda Miata Club Sport Edition with the Power Retractable Hardtop. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We truly do appreciate your support, and we'll see you next week here on the Gas and Gavel YouTube/video channel.